Welcome, everybody. The 2023 NFL Draft is over, but it's never too early to start looking ahead to next year. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to go over our top edge rushers to watch this year in our 2024 summer watch list. Okay, as mentioned, the edge rushers are up in our summer watch list. As a reminder, we're going to go in alphabetical order here for some of our top guys, and then we'll go to some more honorable mentions later on. Could rank them, but there's still a lot of football to be played before the NFL draft here. So let's just get it started with Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. He was an Ohio guy who ended up going to play for the Buckeyes. Saw the field a little bit as a true freshman. Ohio State has a big history of pass rushers and keep on loading up on that. And then his role increased last year in 2022. He totaled 6.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. Wasn't a starter for them necessarily, but this year is the year where he's going to step into that role for them. He helped the Buckeyes make the college football playoff last year. Solid size for him, 6'4", 265 pounds. Doesn't appear to have great length for an edge rusher. You can get around that. It's not like the greatest thing, but you can get around that as well. Gets good jump at the snap, converts speed to power. That's something you want to see. He needs to replays better, especially the read option. And he'll have to add more pass rush moves. But they do add some pretty good pass rush moves from Ohio State defensive linemen. So I'm excited to see what he can do now that he's going to be a starter this year and a possible first-round pick. Xavier Thomas out of Clemson. He's a guy who's been around for a little bit, dealt with some injuries, and just going to bring some experience. We'll see if he can get his career kind of back on track. Very talented player, just has to get on the field. Joined the Tigers in 2018, helped them win the championship in 2018, and then has had he's helped them get double-digit wins every single year. He has 29 tackles for loss in his career and 15 sacks. Last season, he was only able to play in 3 games due to a foot injury, as mentioned earlier. He has nice strength at 6'2", 270 pounds, but he's not going to have that elite length. He's going to be more of a power rusher. But he does have a good quick first step and a good athleticism for the position, even so. More so than anything, he just needs to be on the field and play well. I think that's been something that's been kind of tough for him to do over the last couple of years. I think he can add some pass rush moves to his game to improve his stock as well. JT Tuimoloau. I really have to focus on pronouncing these names a little better as we get closer to the draft. But we still got a lot of time for that. Highly regarded prospect in the 2021 class. 4.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks as a freshman. Again, didn't start just like Jack Sawyer as a true freshman, but did have an increased role in 2022. 10.5 tackles for loss and 3.5 sacks. He's expected to take a huge step forward. He helped the Buckeyes make the college football playoff last year, and I remember specifically that game against Penn State. He dominated that game. He had, I think, interceptions, forced fumbles, sacks. He did everything. 6'4", 270 pounds. He's a little bigger for an edge rusher. Advanced against the run, which I really like, and he shows good pursuit of the ball carriers. He'll need to add more pass rush moves. A lot of these guys the last couple of years in the draft have had to add more pass rush moves in the NFL, and I think he needs to have better pass rush production to really move up his stock, but this is his year. Him and Jack Sawyer, this is the year that they're the guys on the edge, so let's see what they can do. A guy I really like, Dallas Turner out of Alabama. Maybe a little bit overshadowed by Will Anderson, but he has been pretty good the last several years in his own right. He was immediate impact for them. Freshman All-American, 10 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks. In 2022, registered 8 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. A little bit of a dip there. I think he's going to hope to get back to his freshman form there. Helped Alabama get back. He's going to help Alabama possibly get back to college football playoff after they missed out the last couple of seasons. Little undersized for the position. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker at Alabama. That's something Will Anderson had to deal with too. He was a little bit undersized, so he's going to have to add strength to his frame to shed blocks more quickly. Explosive athlete. He's flexible, helps him win on the edge, and he attacks gaps well. I think that's what can make him a productive pro. Jared Verse is a guy who very well could have been a first-round pick in this year's draft. Decided to come back to Florida State. He started his career at Albany in the FCS level, went to Florida State, had a huge year last year, 17 tackles for loss, 9 sacks. He's a huge reason why Florida State was able to win 10 games last year. He's going to need to add more to his frame. He's 6'4", 248 pounds. I think filling out that frame will help him hold his spot against the run, help him anchor down there. Very explosive at the snap of the ball, converts speed to power. He keeps his pad level low, and I think that really helps him keep that power, converts that speed to power. Really like Jared Verse. I think he's a guy who, if it's not Verse, maybe Dallas Turner's the front runner to be one of those two guys, one of the top edge rushers. Right now, I'd say Verse is kind of the leader in the clubhouse because he had a better 2022 season than Dallas Turner did. All right, so other prospects to watch. Again, you're going to have to give me some a little bit of wiggle room here with the names. Latu, after he starts at UCLA, he started his career at Washington. There's a couple of Washington guys on this list as well that we're going to get to, and it just makes you wonder like what all could have been. He started for UCLA last season, had 10.5 sacks, looking to build on that this year. Chip Kelly's going to need some more pass rushing as they play in that Pac-12, especially against guys like Caleb Williams. Colin Oliver out of Oklahoma State, little undersized for the position, but he was very productive in 2021. He'll need to regain that form because he did lose some of that in 2022. They did lose their defensive coordinator last year, so maybe another year in the new system can help him get to where he was in 2021. Braylon Trice, he took a huge step forward in 2022. Arguably could be in our top tier of guys that we already listed. But he had 12 tackles for loss and 9 sacks. He's going to be one dangerous half of the Washington pass rush. And then Zion Tupuola-Fatui, he's battled injuries his whole career. He was able to get back to 5.5 sacks in 2022, but he had injuries earlier in his career. He needs to go back to that what he was before his injuries, and he could be one of the first pass rushers drafted in this next class. Watch out for that Washington team overall. I mean, you got Michael Penix back, and you got these pass rushers, and they always seem to put things together defensively. But this pass rush specifically is one to watch. Washington's and Ohio State's, and I would throw in Clemson as well, a little bit up there with Xavier Thomas as well. They have some really good pass rushers as well. Just some ones to watch out here. Let me know if you think I missed anyone in the comments below. We'll be watching all season, adding more players to the big board as we go along. So make sure to let me know what you think along the way. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.